a big win over a very talented Lamar team last night. Just kind of go through that ball game and how big a win that was for the Demons.
Lamar had three very good players, Lamb, James, and Miles. They're as good as any players that we're going to play in the league, and very difficult to contain. I thought we did a fantastic job of staying in front of them, with the exception of Lamb in the first half. And in transition, James and Miles really hurt us, especially in the second half. At times when we thought we had gotten the game out, and then we let them get up in the ball in the open floor, and they were able to get to the basket. James can make some unbelievable floating shots, and so they're very talented players. We were fortunate enough to be able to Lewis Ellis had a big game and made some big shots, Shamir Davis as well as William Mosley, and had a great support cast. I thought if you looked at the numbers, you wouldn't understand it, but I felt like O.J. Evans and Marvin Frazier and Gary Stewart had very, very good games, as well as John Briscoe. So we had a total team effort, and something that we've got to continue to improve on because we need our depth. Shamir got in foul trouble, and that was a concern to me because we need him at the end of the ball game to get us where we need to be. So it was a total team effort, and just need to continue to improve. We got to rebound the ball better. But our defense improved tremendously. We held them to 1 for 12 from the three-point line. In the previous McNeese game, we held them 3 to 11. Now, if you go back the three previous games, we hadn't guarded anybody from the three-point line. But I think that's been a focus, and I think they're doing a lot better job there.
Now, it seems like you go from one side of the spectrum to the other, from Lamar to Southeastern types of play. Kind of talk about them, and with them being without their top scorer.
Well, Southeastern is always a thorn in our side. We've been a difficult matchup. Our league is all about matchups as well as any league is, but their matchup has been favorable to their position for the last probably 3 years. And for instance, last year they had Patterson, who played against Will Pratt, and they were the only team that had anyone in the league to match against Pratt, and so it made it difficult for him. They're big and strong. They do a great job of sinking to help in their defense, and they cut off the driving lanes. And from an offense perspective, they're going to move the ball. They're going to run their stuff. They're going to make it. They're going to be really make it really difficult for us to score. We've got to do a great job on the defensive end of pressuring them and trying to take them out of what they're trying to do. And one of the examples we gave this morning in practice is that we need to be above them, which we always talk about that you have to be above your man. We have to do a great job of taking them out to where they don't have the options that they use in their offense, to where they've got to back it up and reset it, because their coach calls every set. And if they don't have that play, then they got to back it up and reset. So we're going to have to do a better job at that.
6 games into the conference season so far, can you give your analysis of where you think the Demons are?
I think we've done okay, with the exception of the collapse against UCA. I'm really disappointed, and that one keeps sticking me, right in the eye every time I look at that record, because you can't afford to lose leads at home and then expect to be able to be in the hunt at the end. And we've been able to get 2 wins on the road, which kind of win on the road counts as 2. So we've been able to cancel that out a little bit, but we've got a long way to go. 6 games, into it. We got 10 games left, and we've got a long way to go. And feel pretty good about the fact that if we continue to play at the level that we're playing and competing and pulling and caring for each other, that we've got a chance to make a run for the title.
A game last night of almost, improbable comeback for the Lady Demons, down 19 early in the second half. You come back and have a shot to win it there at the end of the game. Can you kind of talk about what the difference was in the first half and the second half, and then the end of the ball game as well?
Yeah, well, I thought actually the first 3 or 4 minutes of the game, we were focused, we were ready to play, and I thought we did a really good job. But you could tell Lamar's game plan right away too was to play very physical with us, to pressure our ball handlers, and to be in the passing lane. And we didn't respond to that until the second half, so that's how we dug ourselves a hole. In the first half, going in halftime, only scoring 15 points, being down by 15. And like I said, they pressured us, they pushed us, they were very, very physical with us, and we didn't respond until the second half. So on the offensive end is where you saw us kind of crumble, I guess, a little bit because we were allowing them to shove us out of the offense. We were trying to start our offense 30 feet from the basket when we've got to get into our offense, get the ball into Trudy and Jasmine's hands, who have been our consistent players for us throughout conference. We didn't do that in the first half, but coming out the second half, I thought the girls did a much better job responding to that, not allowing them to push ourselves out of our offense. We got ourselves open. We got Trudy and Jasmine the ball when we needed to. I thought Jordy James played a very good ball game. She was attacking the basket and forcing them to move and rotate and opened up a lot of things for us. Still ended up getting down by 19, though, in the second half. Lamar came out and hit some pretty big shots. But we were able to scrap back from it and cut it to 2 right there at the end and had a shot to win it, just ran out of time on us.
Now, this coming Saturday at Southeastern, you get to go back home around your hometown. It's always a big game at Northwestern Southeastern. And they're kind of down this year right now, but kind of talk about how big this game is for the Lady Demons and what you expect from them.
Well, with Southeastern, it's always a very similar matchup, I guess. You know, we tend to have similar players in each position, and so it's a big game for us. Obviously, I mean, we got to try to get back in the hunt. You know, we're tired of going in the locker room saying coulda, shoulda, woulda. You know, we were right there for at least 3 of these ball games in conference where we felt like we really had a shot to win it, and it didn't fall our way. And it's time for us to go into Southeastern's gym and start it on Saturday and walk away with a win. But they're a very scrappy team. They're a very athletic team. They're post players. They're undersized, but they're athletic, which, like I said, I mean, we match up really, really well with them. But, I mean, they're scrapping and fighting for a win themselves. They went up to UCA last night, played extremely well. They were up by 2 at halftime. I think the difference is they haven't been able to put together 40 minutes. They look really, really talented at times, and then they look kind of off scale a little bit sometimes at other times. So, you know, I guess our game plan is to make sure that they don't figure it out and we stay focused for 40 minutes on Saturday and keep them out of their game plan.
Now, through the first 6 games, kind of give your assessment of the team so far.
Well, it's all over the place. First of all, I mean, it's you know, if you thought you could predict it at the beginning, you know, you're proven wrong right now because a lot of teams have pulled different upsets, I guess, if you will. Everybody's beating up on each other, so it's still anybody's race. Obviously, McNeese is up there at the top, and somebody's got to be able to knock them off. But once you get past them, that's where we're just beating up on each other. You know, we've been in every contest except for our UCA game where we got outmatched up there, but we get the rematch on our home floor. So we're only 6 games into it, so a lot of basketball left to play, and you know, it's got to start on Saturday.
All right, here with senior center Will Mosley for the Demons, and Will, again, a big win last night, and a couple of good things for you. One, you passed Shaquille O'Neal in the all-time block shots chart at number 19 with 5 blocks. You also knocked down all 4 of your free throws, and you hit 2 big jumpers from outside the paint. Just kind of talk about your play and also the win over Lamar.
Well, from my play, you know, I just came out ready to play like always. Hitting all my free throws, you know, that's big for the team. It gives us confidence when I hit free throws. If it's for the jump shots, you know, I was planning on just taking it to the goal, but when they stop me, you know, I pull up, I feel like I can knock the shot down. And overall, as a team, I just feel like we wanted it bad, man. We just wanted it real bad, and we came out ready.
It seemed like the first half they kind of contained you a little bit more than the second half. How was your play different? What kind of adjustments did you make from the second half to the first half?
You know, I just felt I had to go out there a lot more, a lot harder, go to the goal a lot stronger. You know, in the first half, you know, they did a pretty good job of keeping me off the boards, you know, and keeping me limited to post touches. So second half, you know, I just worked harder.
Now, coming up on Saturday against Southeastern Louisiana, kind of go through that game and what do you expect from them and what are you going to need to do to come out with a win there?
We looking forward to, you know, just stopping their bigs. You know, since their best player is out right now, is like they bigs are stepping up to the plate. So we're looking forward to just stopping them and, you know, running up and down the court.
A big win over Lamar on Wednesday night, James. Just kind of talk about that game, especially the way the Demons played in the second half.
It was a good, high-intense game. You know, the crowd was into it, we was into it. We played with a lot of energy. So, I mean, we got up and down the court. We made some good passes, a good plays. You know, we was getting beat on the boards at first, but we limited them mostly to 1 shot. So, and we converted on all attempts was the shot we made.
That win moved you to 4-2 in the conference, tied for first place in the East Division. You got a big game coming up, another home game against Southeastern Louisiana, always a big game there between the Demons and Lions. Kind of talk about what you know about Southeastern going in that ball game, and what are you going to have to do to come out with a win there?
Contain. You know, they like to pack it inside, you know, whatnot, try to keep us out the lane or whatnot. So we're going to have to knock down some shots and get up and down the court, defend and rebound. That's the main two things.